Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
In the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. 4 families in mourning after that deadly stabbing spree in Orange County, and now serious concerns from one grieving daughter about the bill that allowed the suspect out of jail early.
Another plea for help, a woman who grew up in Bakersfield, now missing from Southern California, and her boyfriend under arrest after saying some suspicious things on camera during an open mic session.
Good to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher, and we've made it to Friday.
It is finally Friday, everyone, and this weekend is going to be especially nice because we've got some wonderful weather headed our way, right?
We're celebrating.
Yeah, we were celebrating yesterday as well with this. 97 degrees was the high yesterday, so we finally dropped it below 100 degrees. The record on that date, 112, set back in 1905. Right now, we're holding to 69. That's a comfortable temperature. As I made my way out this morning, I could feel the difference. We've got a north wind at 6 miles per hour. Take a look at the dog walk forecast, and I'm featuring Brookie, my dog Brookie, this morning because I need more dog photos. And if you'd like your dog featured on our dog walk forecast, Brookie's saying send it to Kevin. And you can send it to me at kevincharet@kget.com. I'd love to show more pets. And you can see throughout the day, we're going to start out in the 70s, 83 by noon, and then bring those temperatures up near 90 by 4 o'clock. As we take a look at the Tehachapi area, 52 degrees currently with no winds. We'll see a little breeze pick up throughout the day. And your temperatures will start out in the 50s, upper 60s by 9, and upper 70s this afternoon. The weekend is looking perfect. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a little bit. But first, let's send it over to Alex for the check of your morning commute.
Thanks so much, Kevin. Taking you outside for the first time this morning to the 99 near White Lane. And as you can see, it's looking pretty clear on that side of town. We do have one crash that's on Manor Street near just east of North Chester Avenue. So be mindful of that if you're headed that way. And there's also another crash on South Fairfax Road near Buena Vista Boulevard. And it looks like there could be some power lines that are in the road. So be mindful of that if you're headed out that way. But again, no injuries with both of these crashes, which is the good news. We'll have another check coming up in about 15 minutes. Update on the deadly stabbing spree in Southern California. We showed you the suspect's arrest on Sunrise yesterday. Garden Grove police say Zachary Castaneda robbed more than half a dozen businesses before stabbing several people. 4 died of their wounds. 2 more are still in the hospital.
Police say the suspected attacker is a gang member with a long rap sheet for violent crimes and should not have been released from prison. Now several families are mourning the loss of their loved ones and wondering why Castaneda was out of prison. Stacey Butler reports.
He doesn't deserve to die this way. And I'm so sorry I was not there for him to hold him. I cannot believe he's gone.
When Darina Halprick and her husband Helmut left their native Romania with their 2 children almost 4 decades ago, then amiably separated, they never dreamed this is how the story would end.
This is just so heartbreaking. To get robbed and to wait for the police and have somebody come and stab you.
62-year-old Helmut Halprick and his roommate were the first to be fatally stabbed when police say their next-door neighbor, Zachary Castaneda, burglarized Halprick's Garden Grove apartment Tuesday afternoon.
And, at 4:44, he called me and said, I just got home from work. My place got robbed. These people really took their sweet time. My dining room table is missing, my dining room chairs, every wall piece painting.
Halprick's son says his dad had a bad feeling about his new next-door neighbor.
I saw that guy coming in and out of his house, and he was just one of those guys that is not a good guy. He's always with his shirt off, walking around, tattoos everywhere. My dad told me, too. He's like worried about this guy.
A few minutes after the burglary, Halprick's daughter Antonella called back to make sure police were at her dad's place. She didn't know it at the time, but before officers showed up, the suspect returned to her dad's apartment and killed him.
The officer said that the call was pending, and then the robber had a chance to come back. If the police were there on time, or at least 5 minutes earlier, or 20 minutes earlier, or anything, that robber, this guy that started all this stabbing, could have been caught from the beginning.
She says the additional 2 murders and stabbings, like this one at a Garden Grove insurance office where Castaneda savagely attacked a female employee, could have been prevented. Now her family is haunted by images of the arrest. They say the suspect is wearing their dad's favorite sweatshirt.
Just to see that that person wearing my father's sweatshirt? Did he take that sweatshirt from him before he stabbed him or after he stabbed him?
This family is pleading for an end to the assembly bill that allowed Castaneda to avoid prison time.
AB 109 needs to be changed. That does not make sense. He should have served his time. He should have finished his sentence. He shouldn't be out.
And the person who discovered the submerged SUV of the missing McFarland city manager John Wooner has received a reward. Current Secret Witness says it paid $1,000 to that person after Wooner's body was found inside the vehicle in the Kern River more than 2 months after he went missing. You may remember the reward was up to $5,000 for information that would lead to his whereabouts. Wooner was last seen alive May 14th visiting Hillcrest Memorial Park. The cemetery is about 11 miles from where Wooner's vehicle was found.
The search for a woman who police say was kidnapped last week continues in Southern California, and now the father of the Bakersfield native is asking for help. Amanda Custer grew up in Bakersfield before moving to Southern California. She graduated Liberty High School in 2006. Local viewers reached out to us about her disappearance last week. She's a single mom who vanished in Monrovia on July 29th. She has an 8-year-old son. SWAT teams arrested her boyfriend, Robert Camus, on unrelated charges the next day after a standoff that lasted nearly 5 hours. Custer has still not been found. During a news conference yesterday, her father joined authorities to ask for help.
Somebody out there had to have seen something, and now would be a good time to call it in. We just want to bring Amanda home.
Police say they have cell phone video of Camus rapping during an open mic night at a bar about killing a woman and burying the body. Authorities originally searched Mount Baldy and Little Creek, but those searches have come up empty.
Crash in East Bakersfield has left a pregnant woman injured. It happened at Beale Avenue and Monterey Street yesterday. Surveillance video from a nearby gas station shows the moment the two cars collided. Police say it's unclear how it happened, but the pregnant woman was ejected from her car and suffered moderate injuries. BPD did not say how the other driver is doing.
5:07 now, and students hoping to hop in the pool a few more times before summer ends will want to do so this week. The McMurtrey Aquatic Center will be open daily through next week. Then the Aquatic Center will only be open on weekends through Labor Day, so just a few more times.
Yeah.
And as students head back to school, some don't have access to basic necessities.
17's Joey Safchek tells us about one program feeding students' minds and stomachs. Good morning, Joey.
Good morning. That is absolutely right. So I spoke to some students, and they say they have long days running from class to class, and they're exhausted, but they don't know where their next meal is coming from. So the Bakersfield College Pantry ensures that every student has access to food. When Jacqueline Gutierrez leaves the food pantry,
thank you,
her hands are full, and soon her stomach will be too.
I have chips for an after class or before class snack.
But some days,
I don't really always have the money to go to our food court and buy the food.
So she heads to the Renegade Pantry, where Bakersfield College students can pick up food, clothing, and toiletries.
It makes me really happy because sometimes we're not able to afford these type of items.
Faculty members hope the pantry eases financial burdens.
And we need to make sure that you're here and your first goal is to make sure that you're academically sound.
I'm told that the line for the pantry sometimes goes out the door, and students aren't just coming for the food.
It's a sense of pride, you know?
It's also an investment in their education.
$1 less that they have to spend on food is $1 more that they can spend on their education, their books, transportation, their housing.
Jacqueline is one of 200 to 300 students who visit the pantry every day during the school year.
It's helped me out so much. I'm so thankful.
According to a study from the Wisconsin Hope Lab, 42% of community college students struggle with food insecurity.
We have to cook a lot for me and the rest of my family, and we don't really have enough to buy for all of us.
Students hope the pantry continues to grow.
It's honestly something I look forward to. Here I know that I'm going to have something to eat.
Tackling hunger so students can tackle their homework. Now, the pantry does receive some funding from the California Community College Chancellor's Office, but they do really rely on community donations. So you can find out how to contribute on KGET.com.
Great.
This is such an important thing for the students there, because you talk about how important it is, of course, for necessities like pens and papers to get through your your assignments. But you got to have a nutritious meal as well, because that is it is necessary in order to be attentive, especially during those long days.
And I remember how hard it was in college. And I mean, I think I subsisted off of packets of oatmeal for a long time. So.
Granola bars, a savior, and they have plenty of that in the food pantry.
That's great. All right, thanks, Joey.
Absolutely.
All right, heading back to school also includes being back to school ready with those school supplies.
Yeah, we'll also tell you more about a mobile immunization clinic popping up in town. Those details coming up after this. Welcome back to your 17 Health Watch. Adventist Health will be hosting free breast health screenings tomorrow. The lecture will include what women need to know about prevention, imaging, and treatment. If you'd like to attend, visit the Seven Oaks Country Club. The day will all begin at 8 a.m., ends at 2.
As next week's already the first day of school, you'll want to make sure your child's immunization ready. The Adventist Health Mobile Immunization Clinic will be at a back-to-school bash tomorrow at 301 East 4th Street. The free clinic will also be giving out immunizations from 9 a.m. to noon. But if you can't make it tomorrow, don't worry. The mobile clinic continues next week. Head to our website, kget.com, and click on the hot link icon to find a list of all of the immunization clinics offering free vaccines, including Kern Public Health, which is going all this week and all next week as well at the East Bakersfield Veterans Hall on Ridge Road.
It's no secret that most Americans do not get the recommended amount of exercise, and that includes college students. But a new study found when students viewed physical activity as an outlet for stress, they were more willing to work out. And students said the support of family and making friends who also exercise would help them stick with it.
A new hotel has opened up in Southern California, and it has a tasty twist.
Yeah, details coming up. Lululemon has announced its new store at Lululemon opening at the Marketplace on Friday, August 17th. The maker of yoga tights and other athletic wear will have a 3-day grand opening at the new store, according to its Facebook page. The company's store on 8th Street in downtown Bakersfield is also now closed. Talk about a good time. Taco Bell has officially opened their first hotel in Palm Springs, offering the ultimate vacation experience. The newly opened Taco Bell hotel features the first ever freeze lounge, serving specialty drinks on an on-site, and offering Taco Bell inspired nail art. And of course, guests can get all the signature menu items. Restaurant officials say the hotel concept has been in the works for about 2 years, but it only took about 2 minutes for rooms to book up. Credit card fraud may be a thing of the past. Visa is reportedly testing a new artificial intelligence platform to detect and prevent credit card fraud. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. The credit card company is rolling out a program that will help its engineers detect potential unauthorized transactions. The cloud-based system will test algorithms using artificial intelligence known as deep learning. Visa already has fraud detection systems in place, which the company says has prevented about $25 billion in credit card fraud. The new platform is expected to launch later this year. Not so long ago, your cell phone bill was measured in talk minutes. More often these days, however, it's not the minutes, it's the megabytes. Want to make sure you never pay for excess data again? Here's money expert Stacey Johnson.
Cell phones, they love eating data. And even if you have an unlimited data plan, it may not be as unlimited as you think. Most carriers slow down data, known as throttling, when you reach a certain amount. That's one reason you should watch your data usage. Another is that maybe if you use less data, you could switch to a cheaper plan. So, how do you use less? Well, let's count the ways. Step 1, be aware of data hogs, like video. According to Consumer Reports, streaming one 4-minute HD YouTube video daily will use 700 megabytes of data monthly. Now, if you've only got a gig, here goes 70% of it. Same thing goes with uploading video. A single 3-minute HD video clip can be 300 megabytes. That's a third of a gig. Then there's video calling. This uses 3 to 4 megabytes per minute. 2 more hogs, music streaming, and game playing. So how do you go about butchering that data hog? Well, here's the main way to do it. Just remember this mantra: wait for Wi-Fi. Next, app management. Many apps, from Facebook to Spotify to Google Maps, have settings that save data. Learn them and use them. And speaking of apps, do you have one on your phone that tracks your data usage? Most cell providers offer one. If you don't have it yet, download it and check it often. Now what you need is a few more tips, like where to find the cheapest cell plan, for example. I can help you with that. Go to moneytalksnews.com and just do a search for cell phones. For Money Talks News, I'm Stacey Johnson.